I want to do that like 3-day light deprivation.
I would love to do that.
Who you got for the Super Bowl this year?
You got a whole animal-based diet right there.
You remember when I told you the Chiefs were going to win and then they did and then you cried?
Let's not talk about that, man. And then we have another one to do for the other show, but I just need you guys.
Yes, just everything is yes about that. That was so cool.
Welcome to Nick.
Welcome, Nickals and Dimes.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard this once. I heard it's bad luck to not drink after you cheers. Like
Really?
if you just cheers and like then set the glass down, it's like bad luck. Do you know anything about that?
No, but I would agree with it.
I feel like it makes sense.
Yeah.
Checks out.
It's disrespectful.
Yeah, right?
Chin chin is how we say it in Italy.
Chin chin. What is chin
It
chin?
just means like cheers.
Ah, chin chin.
Yeah.
I like
from
that. What's the other one they do? They do salud.
Salud.
Salud. That's a good one. Of course.
Let's talk about how we got into drinking out of wine glasses.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about it. So basically, you know how it goes. What would you say I do? Once a year, twice a year?
I would say 9 months.
Every 9 months?
Mm-hmm.
Every 9 months, I just become Gordon Ramsay. You're the reason I got into magic. Every time. It's never going to be not funny. But yeah, every 9 months or so, I got to get my cook on. I got to get my chef on, get my Michelin star on.
And you do.
And I do. And I treat my peeps.
Mm-hmm.
So what did we have? I honestly am not even blanking.
We had delightful lamb chops.
Yes, lamb chops over a potato puree, and dessert was a lemon olive oil crumble cake.
The amount of olive oil consumed in that meal.
Oh,
Was
stupid!
just beautiful.
So I'll go over it real quick. I'll go over how I made it. I actually messed up the recipe. You already know this.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be a garlic and herb pistachio crusted rack of lamb, but I forgot the pistachio. So it was just a garlic and herb crusted lamb.
So terrible.
I know. I was pissed at myself. But yeah, man. Honestly, it wasn't that tough. All I did was I took the lamb, I seared it, I let it rest a little bit. I made the paste for the crust in a food processor. It was just a ton of herbs, garlic cloves, olive oil. I use this super fire Tuscan olive oil I got at Arts Fest. I used half the bottle.
Yeah,
Bottle was $20.
It was
it was probably a 10-ounce bottle, 8-ounce bottle.
beautiful.
It was like literally a dozen dollars worth of olive oil in one little thing. I remember I poured it into the processor and I picked the thing back up and I was like, that's all gone. Holy crap, whatever. But yeah, made the paste and then put it all over the lamb, make it all nice, throw the lamb in the oven, got my meter thermometer in there, make sure I get it to temp. From there, what did I do next? Oh, yeah, boil the potatoes, get them all ready to go. And then I did a red wine reduction, which took it to a new level because I basically just took a little butter. What else I put? Oh, yeah, butter, then the herbs, you got your thyme, your rosemary, your mint, that type of stuff. Chopped it up real fine, a little garlic, chopped it up real fine, put it all in the pan, let it reduce. And then when the lamb was done, I put all the au jus that was at the base of the pan and I poured it in it.
Au jus.
Yeah. And so then that was just, simmering real nice. Then I did the potatoes. What I did with the potatoes was really cool. So boiled them, got them all ready to go. And then instead of just dumping them back in the pot and then mixing it up and mixing everything in, because I was supposed to put a bunch of herbs in those, I just had all this extra leftover crust from the food processor that was just olive oil, herbs, garlic, and I was like, oh, I'll just dump these potatoes in the food processor. So I just dumped them on the food processor, blended it up, and then it was like perfect garlic herb potatoes.
Yeah, it was a little crunchy. It was amazing.
Yeah, I added in some heavy cream and salt and pepper, and we were ready to go. We didn't. We'll clip in a picture of this. I'm sure somebody took one. And Maddie did the cake.
It was all just superb, and I can't wait for 9 months from now to see what else you cook up.
I might have to increase the frequency.
Yeah.
I really enjoy doing that. What's up, y'all? It's the fall, and you know what that means. Football is here. Make sure to go download the Betr app and play Betr Picks. You do this, you can win 100 times your money, and that would be sick. So go download the app. Football season's around. Win some money.
New users will get a deposit match up to $100. Use promo code TONY. If you like Prize Picks or Underdog, this fricks both of them up. You guys are going to love it. I will be giving away all my NFL future lineups later in the show. I was not aware of that. Who can ever get more signups, Bo or I, or Ronan, then we get a prize, I guess. There was nothing else.
Yeah,
listed.
they said that if I get more downloads than you guys, I can win like $1,000.
$1,000.
So
Okay.
Oh, man, that's not happening.
It's good.
I feel like one of my favorite things in life overall just is good meals with your boys, with your people. You know, just there's nothing really that beats that.
And we don't get to enjoy much. So a great heartfelt meal when someone put a lot of love into it.
Yeah.
You know, a nice local Italian restaurant when we're traveling, a nice Greek restaurant when we're in Miami.
Yeah.
You know, Papa's home cooked spaghetti and meatballs, or you throw up some lamb chops. It's just
Papa's scrambled egg quiche with all the
extra onions.
with extra onions.
It just really warms the soul.
It does, man. There's something about that. I don't know what it is about that, but I would rather spend money on an insane dinner than almost anything else. Like any type of material possession, any type of, I don't know, consumer goods. I would rather even experience, even like, let's say, go somewhere and do whatever. I would rather do a dinner.
Yeah, it's the only thing that I don't want to think about with money.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that was a big thing for me.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's like, you want to be able to break bread with your loved ones and just not think about expenses.
Doesn't matter.
I want to look at the menu and just be like, I like your menu. I want it.
All of it.
They're like, excuse me, sir? I'm like, I want your menu, so bring it out.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Especially if it's like I said, a local Italian one, because they're just small enough to where you can eat everything.
Yes.
And at least try everything. And
For sure.
that's one of the best experiences one can have.
It is. It is. Yeah. Going back to what you said about not wanting to like worry about it. I feel like growing up, I don't know if you were this way with your family, but if we went to dinner, you know, you knew you don't order the ribeye, the surf and turf lop. Like you order something reasonable. You get the burger, you get something in the middle ground. You're not going with the $32 pasta, freaking whatever. And so that was just how I grew up. And now I noticed this because when I talk with Maddie about like, before we were doing premarital counseling and stuff, how we look at finances and stuff, that was something that was big to me. Where she was like, why do you always do that? I'm like, because when I grew up, I never got what I wanted. Yeah. You know, it was always, you know, kind of, unless aside from my birthday, like my birthday, that was a big thing. Big meal, you get to get what you want. But other than that, it was,
you're mindful of the price.
Yeah. Order something reasonable.
There was two places that we always went to as a family if we went out: On the Border and Chinese buffet.
Dude, On the Border is actually fire.
They're both fire, but they're both relatively cheap.
Chinese buffet.
Well, there's 9 of us too, so you're not gonna go. But dude, some of the kids we go out nowadays, like if we go out with like some of our wealthy friends and their kids are like, I'll have the filet mignon.
It's so funny to
just
me.
Double that, and I'll get a side. And I'm like, dang, bro.
Yeah, dude, it's funny. Yeah, you get around a wealthy people and their kids getting ready to order at a restaurant, and they're like, this is exactly like they literally. I'm like, I didn't even know what a filet mignon was until I was 22.
Like, you have caviar back there? Yeah, throw a little bit on that.
Yeah, like, they're like, Dad, we're getting apps, right? It's like, whoa, I would have got friggin' beat. But yeah, now I like doing that stuff. Yeah. I guess when we have our kids, I'm gonna have to go back to keep them humble.
Yeah, got to.
Like, he's like, I'll have I'm like,
it's like when Ronan goes out with us.
Yeah, he knows.
He's like, I'll have that. We're like, cheeseburger.
What do you think?
He's like, hold the cheese.
What do you think the best place that you've been to, like through your travels so far,
to eat?
Yeah, to eat.
For me, you already know what it is, but
yeah, this guy is absolutely obsessed with Osaka.
Oh, it's so good, bro.
I mean, it's got to be in your top 3 if you've ate there.
It's so good. Yeah. It has to, no matter who you are, it has to be top 3.
Yeah, because the consistency of the quality is astronomical.
And to me, I came into the sushi game late. I was like, I don't really like this. But I was eating sushi in central Pennsylvania.
We were going to town on State College sushi.
Then once I like kind of got into really got into the sushi game, I was like, oh, all right, let me try the volcano roll. Let me try the, little sashimi, whatever. You go down there, it's a different level.
Yeah.
It's levels.
It's honestly not even the same category.
No.
For me, there's this little Italian place in Hoboken that I've went to a couple times when my sister was living there, and that anything like that, like the couple places we've gone, we went to a place in Montauk and a couple other like traditional family style Italian places, that you just can't beat that for me. Like those,
so good.
Those are my absolute favorite.
Yeah, dude. There's something I think that what the Italians do better than anybody is obviously the food is great, but that can be something that's very opinionated. Yeah. But what they do that I think is the best, bar none, is the service interaction.
The ambiance.
Exactly that. The interaction with, like, if you have a good server, somebody that's, he's just vibing with you. Yeah. The Italian restaurants, they just knock that out of the park.
Got a little Bocelli playing in the background. White tablecloth.
White tablecloth, bro.
The bread close to everybody.
With the oil and the herbs.
You dip it in. What's better than being Italian?
Oh, my gosh. I love it. Oh, it's amazing.
Getting hungry.
Seriously, I'm like starving. Oh man, yeah, that's good stuff. We're gonna. It's nice too. We've had so many experiences where we've been able to share great meals with each other, and we have so many more on the horizon.
More to come.
So many more.
Yeah, it's exciting.
I know. Looking forward to it, and that's why we deprive ourselves of so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we enjoy the pure things.
Yes, and that's why we don't drink. That's why, dude, it's the same concept. It's why the cold tub is so great.
Yep.
And we have to have our 10-minute shiver time.
Yes.
What makes the warm shower amazing.
That's what I've talked about with my fiance and a couple other people I'm close to, the concept of earning it.
Right.
Now, it's not about setting the wrong standard of like, I can't ever do something I enjoy without putting myself through some kind of pain. But the overall layout of the argument is everything's so much sweeter when you work for it.
It is.
And just like the cold tub, just like, cutting weight, having that next meal, like working whole camp, having the fight, then having that week off. It's just everything's better when you put in effort, and that's just how we're wired.
It has to be that way, man. I'm sure there's some type of dopamine circuit that Andrew Huberman could explain why we are that way. But it's, once you realize that, I feel like our world is just set up to where we almost become numb to that, to where we never have struggle, difficulty. Like we're society is really set up that way.
Yeah.
We have a grocery store, we have a gas station, you only really need to travel in a 3-mile radius and you have everything you could ever want. You have a TV at home with 17 billion channels and internet and whatever you want. So it's all at your fingertips, but we are wired to be motivated, right? Like that's why I think a lot of people are just kind of going through life and doing something that they don't really enjoy, is because they make a little money, they get a little dopamine at the end of the week with, drinking or watching something, or they come home after work and they sit and watch the TV or eat some chips or whatever, and they get that little hit. But real human experience is 90% struggle, difficulty, work, earning things, and then you get that sweet cherry
nectar at the end.
I love it.
And it also your bar for pleasure gets lowered the more that you restrict yourself. So I've noticed that, like back in the day when I would go out and party or drink or do certain things, it would get me to a certain point of like pleasure and excitement that now, because I've restricted myself to a certain point, I get that same level through a good meal or a good movie. As sad as that might sound, like it makes the simpler things of life more pleasurable. Like even just having a good conversation. Like when you set your dopamine level too high, you can't enjoy like the way that God created things to be enjoyed.
That's your baseline now.
Yeah.
You have to hit this level to feel anything,
Exactly.
right? And that shouldn't be reality. We've made it reality because of what we have constructed around us and what we feed ourselves with every day. But in reality, I think this is why a simple life, living simply, and being off social media, taking breaks, doing that type of thing,
like Johnny did, like 30-day no drinking challenge,
30-day,
just resetting your baseline.
You got to reset it sometime, and I think the more consistently you can live that way, obviously the better. But to me, since I've kind of had experiences where I've had that the pleasure and the excitement of delayed gratification, like that's a very normal, common thing for me. I think you understand that. Then you want to delay it more, because you know how good it's going to be.
Exactly.
You build up anticipation, right? And if you never have anticipation, you never build up that consistent delayed gratification. You're just going to go for what's easy every time.
Yeah, and it just gets worn down and less special.
That's why I told you guys the other day, I want to do that like 3-day light deprivation.
I would love to. I've seen that a couple of times now.
Yeah.
I would love to do that.
How interesting would that be?
Yeah.
I wonder, I just saw small clips of people kind of coming out of it and pulling that blindfold off and reacting, and every single one of them is just crying.
Yeah.
They just can't even. They're
Can
so,
you just explain like what that would be? Like what is
Yeah,
that?
so the 3-day light deprivation, basically, I think from what I understand, these people put blindfolds on, they go into a cave, they go into like the darkest place, they don't see anything for 3 days, and they have people bring them food, bring them water, and they just have to be alone with their thoughts. You literally can't even have any stimulus because you're not, there's nothing, right? Maybe you can hear, but I'm sure it's very quiet where you're at, so you don't hear much. But I think that that's kind of an extreme version of what we're getting at.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because you take that blindfold off, like we're talking about the metaphorical blindfold of taking that off of whatever it is, the super pleasures of life, the substances and whatever jacks your dopamine up to like crazy levels. When you take that blindfold off, you can see the beauty of the little things. Just like that 3 days is over, and now just them seeing the sun and the trees and the people around them is like an overwhelming shot of dopamine, because it's like the way God created it for you to really appreciate every little thing and be in the moment. So I think we should definitely do that.
Definitely.
And we should make it like a little harder, like do like a 3-day fast.
Yeah.
And
during it, I would do that.
And
for sure.
Jack it up a little bit, because that'd be.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I want to get into fasting. You've done some.
Yeah.
I haven't done much.
It's good. I've done a 3-day fast, which was interesting. It felt like I kind of reset my body and mind, and it was tough, but not something I wouldn't do again. And then I try to do 2 16 to 20-hour fasts a week, usually Tuesday into Wednesdays and Saturdays into Sundays. There's so many medical benefits, but it's also a big part of my faith, and just similar perspective of just restricting your body so that it doesn't control you, and replacing it with things that are more meaningful. So when you're always controlled by when you're going to eat and what you're going to eat and satisfying the needs of the body, that can kind of cloud your vision of what really matters, whether it's your faith or the higher perspective of what your life is. And so, I like it a lot. I wish I could do more of it with our training schedule. It's a little harder, but I like to at least do some of it every week.
Nice. What, did you feel like you needed to prepare at all for 3 days of fasting? Did you do anything to kind of get yourself ready for that, or did you just boom, do it?
Kind of just started. Yeah, it's our bodies get so used to eating every couple hours, and that kind of takes a toll, because your body's constantly working to digest. And so when you stop and you cross that, I think it's like 17 hour threshold, your body can actually take a second and be like, oh, we're not going to be working for right now, so we can repair what's been done these last whatever, if you haven't fasted like your whole life. So it's going to start deleting the cells that aren't needed, killing them off, repairing the cells that are injured, and you just when you come out of it, your body's kind of renewed, because it's it's had time to actually repair itself.
Right.
So
yeah, I'm gonna try that. I feel like now's a good time for me to do that. So especially because I'm not competing soon. So, you know, I think next week I got a couple days before I start hunting, and you know, I'll just take like 3 days and you know, I'm not gonna be I'll be somewhat physically active, just scouting and stuff. But I think it'll be kind of nice too, just to. I've been on the go so much, running around doing stuff, and I'm using this really all of September as a reset. Really mentally, I get to be out in the woods and go hunting, and then I'm with Maddie and her family on an Alaska cruise, and then you know more hunting after that. But
that's awesome.
It's a great thing for me to reset, so I'm going to kind of prep with that fast and kind of add it into the fold.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm reading right now that it says that intermittent fasting is helping with Alzheimer's, and it's helps with difficulty sleeping, and you know tries to reverse the effects of worsening cognitive function.
I'm sure, right? It's probably a lot to do with like what you said. You know, when you're always consuming, your body's always in a certain mode, and your cells are programmed a certain way. You know, so when I think you start fasting, it probably freaks out a little bit.
Yeah.
But then, you know, after a certain amount of time, it's like, oh, this is good. I get to repair and focus and, you know, do something different that I haven't been doing.
It'd be cool to incorporate maybe a little bit into your hunting, like maybe start 2 days before and then do one, because that's what we've been doing for ages.
I was thinking about that.
You fast until you get a kill.
I was thinking about that.
But you need some energy to actually
So
hunt.
that's where my mind went, because originally I was thinking I'm going to do it on my hunt. But then I thought, oh, well, I'm going to be like putting a lot of miles on and moving a lot. So maybe I'll just do it before. But I'll play around with it, because I think it would be kind of cool to do it before too.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Or do it during. Yeah, that would be kind of exciting.
Yeah, I think I trained the first day, and then the second two I was just light.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But
yeah, I think that the only problem is I feel like if I go out there, I might just kill something right away.
Yeah.
Not to break the fast, but I might just, you know,
get something.
I don't really miss. So I feel like I might just, you know, roll out day one, you know.
As long as you find something.
If I find something, it's dead.
Yeah.
If I find something I want to kill,
that's the tricky part, right?
It is. You just don't know, right?
Yeah.
So, but I feel like, man, I just got so much momentum.
Yeah.
It's just going to be, those animals don't stand a chance.
They might be attracted to you.
They might.
They'd be like, what's up with that guy's energy? Boom. You're dead.
I'm like, that was your purpose.
Yeah.
We met.
Thank you.
We met at this point so that I could take your life. And now you're going to feed all of my friends and family. And
9 months from now, you're going to be a delightful recipe.
Exactly. Exactly. We're gonna celebrate. We're celebrating you though.
Yeah.
That's what people, they don't get about hunting, is they think that people just want to kill the animal. To me, and there are hunters like that. There are hunters that are a bad example of
Trophy hunters.
Yeah, you know, they want the prize, they want the dopamine, they want the adrenaline. But really, hunting is the same as any type of delayed gratification. You know, you got to grind and work and put a lot of effort into getting that reward. And then that reward, yes, you know, you get the animal. Yes, you know, you keep the horns or the mount or whatever, but it's in the sustenance. It's in the meat and the fact. That's why we are drawn. Yeah, that's why we are drawn to that, to want to do that, is because that's providing for, you know, yourself and your people. And it's just a very primal instinct. And it really taps into something that I think is in all of us. But if you really get it, you will just fall in love with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're not forced to get it anymore. So
no,
it's the people that choose to tap into it that really appreciate it.
Definitely. Yeah. And I think that it's hard for people to relate to something because you don't have to do it. But there's a lot of things to me that are the right thing to do that you don't have to do.
Of course.
And I think that's what hunting is. I think hunting is the right way to provide for, you know, your family, yourself, and the people. Like, we need we need protein, we need meat, we need to, you know, I hate the argument, oh, we don't need this to survive. It's like, yeah, you do. You know, let's look at it realistically. Like what people are vegan and are really just thriving, kicking ass, like not that many, you know? But so to me, it's a need. And then we can either get it given to us and make it easy and it's just low quality crap.
Less natural.
Or we can get the real thing.
The way it was intended.
Right. You know what else that makes me think of is, so whenever we get this new property, bro, I want to do I have like so many cool things in my mind planned. I want to obviously do like a sick garden and have, you know, all the fruits and veggies that we can grow and that we need. But what I really want to do, tell me if you can think of it. Think about, I'll give you a hint and you'll get it because of this. It's something that you love and it's the only food that doesn't go bad. It doesn't spoil.
Oh, bees. Yes, you have to do that, bro.
I want to
have
bees,
that on my
bro.
property as well.
I want to do bees. I feel like it would be awesome.
That's a great move.
Yeah.
And they're super sustainable. You get amazing honey.
Great
Help
for
with
the environment.
It's a win-win. Yeah, I 100% want to do that.
Yeah. Imagine it would be so cool. Obviously, I want to get the most of my meat from hunting, but do like one steer a year, 1 to 2, depending on, you know, maybe give one to friends and family, raise one for us, and then chickens, get the garden going, get the hives working.
You got a whole animal-based diet right there.
That's all you need. You don't
got
need
some
anything
fruit
else.
trees.
Yeah, there's apple trees.
Apple trees.
Yeah.
You got some raw dairy.
Oh, get a milk cow.
You're set.
Game over. I just got to get Maddie like more. She's very interested in that stuff, but I got to get her wanting to be actively involved.
Yeah,
wanting her to be like, I'm gonna go milk the cow. I don't know.
That's another level. Yeah.
She follows a few accounts on Instagram that they do that.
Yeah,
it's the real deal.
We can always pay someone to do it,
Yeah.
and then our girls can do it for like Instagram and do it a couple of times.
I think that's
More
probably
realistic.
that's the middle ground that we need to be at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't want to be those full homestead where this is because that's everything you do.
Yeah.
You can't do
That's
anything
your
else.
life.
Yeah. Which I would be okay with it.
It's just
I just not
right now.
I'm not called. I don't feel called to that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But it would be. Yeah, we'll get somebody to just manage it.
That's the exciting part about having a lot of land.
Yeah.
So many opportunities.
So many.
And no one
there's
will know.
tons. No one will know. Dude, I got it. You haven't visited the property with me, right?
I have, but not. We haven't walked it.
We didn't walk. Oh, you just drove with
Yep.
it. Yeah, bro. You got to see in the back the cabin.
Oh,
It's gonna be. I'm gonna redo it and stuff, and
yeah, the property's perfect.
I know it's so sick. I'm not even kidding. So the cabin that's at the back of the property is like, you might as well be in the middle of the freaking jungle, bro. Like there's fields around, you can see stuff, but there's no one like near you.
Yeah.
And it's not
And it's finished,
it's finished, but it needs work.
updated.
It just needs like some to make it a little nicer.
Got it.
And just cleaned and
That's awesome.
yeah, dude, it's really cool though.
You just slowly start drifting more and more towards the cabin
I
as
know.
the years go on. Spend a lot of time out there.
It's got like a cool patio too. It's got like a little, kind of over.
Put a podcast studio out there.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be a good one.
Cool.
Pod in the cabin. Yeah, for sure. All right. Football season.
Football season. Okay.
Have you played fantasy football?
No, I'm
Okay.
not. Dude, I have enough going on in my fantasy.
I know. Yeah, you're
add football
fantasy.
to it.
Tony doesn't
Yeah.
play games, man.
Yeah. I know nothing about football. Never have. I never will. But I do like the vibe of football season coming up. Like
It's fun.
when I go home and it's on the TV. People are happy. Like
Yeah.
it's fun.
I'll tell you this. So this is what football. Obviously, I played football, so I like playing the game. It's fun to play. I enjoy watching it, but to me, football was, at least professional football or college football, was weekend would come. Me and my family would wake up. We'd go to church. We'd get like a fire brunch meal or something, or maybe go back home and have something made. And then me and my dad would sit on the couch and he'd put the football game on.
That's a
and we
great
just
day.
sit back and watch. And most of the time in the second quarter, I would knock out.
Yeah.
And I would knock out from the second quarter through halftime, through most of the third quarter, and then wake up for the fourth quarter right when it was getting interesting.
Right when the cheese dip was getting ready.
Yeah,
And
dude.
what do they make?
The cheese dip,
The other thing?
the
like
chicken quesadilla,
Yeah.
or no, chicken enchiladas.
Yes, enchiladas.
Yeah, dude, they're my favorite.
Yeah.
Chicken. You get some cheese dip going, you get some chicken enchiladas going, couple beers, couple brews, and boys. That's
a great
That's
Sunday.
a great life.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the vibe I'm talking about because
Yeah.
everyone's excited about it. It's, the family's around. It's a good time.
It's fun, man. It's just a fun thing to kind of bring like people together, and it honestly the sport, the highlights are exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, every play is pretty exciting because it's a big dudes just clashing into each other. But yeah, I mean it's a good game.
It's cool to watch.
It's cool.
Sometimes I have dreams of me like scoring the winning touchdown. That's about the closest I get. Fantasy.
Oh my god!
So this weekend, actually, the Cowgirls play the Giants.
Is that a real game?
Yeah, week
like
one.
week one?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not. Yeah. Okay, got it.
Did you say the Cowgirls?
Yeah,
They're
the Cowboys,
They're the Cowgirls.
the Dallas
Okay.
Cowboys. He likes the Eagles. He's a freaking weirdo.
Oh, okay.
You remember when I told you the Chiefs were gonna win and then they did, and then you cried?
Let's not talk about that, man. That's,
Crybaby.
that's a sore
I
subject.
thought you were saying their cheerleading teams were facing.
No, but the Cowboys are known for their cheerleaders.
I know that. Yeah, I've watched. That used to be a good reality show, actually.
Oh, it was a show. I
Yeah.
forgot about that. Yeah, it's a good show. Yeah, we'll see how. Hopefully, our boy Micah will kill it.
That'd be cool.
He's coming for Defensive Player of the Year this year.
On that subject, so Better's going to make you an all Penn State alumni kind of pick 'em over under. for
Okay, I love
NFL
it.
Futures.
I love it.
So we have the first one as Saquon Barkley more or less
Over.
than 7.5 rushing touchdowns.
Over the year?
Correct.
Over.
Tony, any weight there?
Over. He's playing, right? I saw some drama going on.
Next one on there, Chris Godwin more or less than 5.5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
I'm just gonna bet over on everything.
Under.
Over. You got
Over.
Wow.
And then
I went under.
You went under.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony went under.
All right, man. All right. And then last one is Miles Sanders more or less than 6.5 rushing touchdowns.
Over for sure. For sure. That's easy over.
All right.
I do think Godwin's under, but I'm right.
He's from Penn State too.
They're all
Yeah.
Penn State.
Oh, the
Penn
other
State.
two I recognize, but I didn't.
Yeah, he's older than us.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the parlay.
Who you got for the Super Bowl this year?
Brady's retired.
Yeah, so
I can't go with that one anymore.
You just always said Tom
Yeah.
Brady. You're like, what team's he on? Doesn't matter.
Tony, could you name 5 NFL players? This is no knock on
Yeah,
you.
you
I'm just
could.
curious.
Yeah. That'd
it.
probably be my max.
Try it. Let's see what you got.
Miles Sanders. Saquon Barkley. What's the Chiefs dude's name? Chris Godwin. Are the Mannings still playing?
No.
No.
I've been good because you would have got 2 there.
I'm kind of blanking out here.
Don't say Gronk.
Um,
All right. We'll be right back.
yeah, we'll be back.